Everyone said I cared too much about my students. Then one wrote about a specific bridge, and I was the only one who understood. I'm 29, been teaching high school English for 6 years now. From day one, people told me I was too involved. I check on struggling students between classes, email parents when I notice changes in behavior, answer student messages at 9 p.m. about assignments. Last October, my principal made a pointed comment during a staff meeting about maintaining healthy boundaries and avoiding burnout. A veteran teacher pulled me aside after, "You can't save them all, honey. You'll drive yourself crazy trying." The department head was even more direct when I mentioned concern about a student who seemed depressed. "That's not our job. That's what counselors are for. You're making other teachers look bad by being so accessible." They thought I was naive, some idealistic new teacher who didn't understand the reality of public education. What they didn't know was that my younger brother died by suicide when he was 17. I was 19, away at college, completely missed the signs. I became a teacher specifically to be the adult who notices. I'm not idealistic, I'm haunted. Every withdrawn kid, every concerning essay, every behavior change triggers my hypervigilance. In February, I noticed Marcus, a junior in my 4th period class. Normally engaged and funny, he started coming in quiet, stopped turning in work, sat in the back with his hood up. Then he submitted a creative writing assignment describing Veterans Memorial Bridge in vivid detail. The specific bridge where my brother died. The local suicide location. My hands shook holding that essay. I immediately emailed his parents expressing concern. No response. I walked the referral directly to the counseling office. They said they'd follow up when they could. They were backlogged with college applications. I tried talking to Marcus after class. He gave me one-word answers, wouldn't make eye contact. When I mentioned it to my department head again, she was irritated. "You need to back off and maintain appropriate boundaries. You've done your due diligence with the referral. Let the professionals handle it." Marcus stopped coming to class entirely the following week. Thursday afternoon, I checked his Instagram and saw a post, "Finally going to be free. Thanks to everyone who tried." Every alarm in my body went off. It was 3:45 p.m. on a Friday. I drove straight to Veterans Memorial Bridge, breaking every professional boundary they'd drawn for me. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tight my knuckles went white. When I got there, Marcus was standing on the outside of the railing, gripping the cold metal behind him. "Marcus," I called out carefully, keeping my voice steady even though my heart was destroying itself. "I need you to come back over the railing." He looked at me with dead eyes. "Why are you here?" "Because I notice. Because I care. Because 8 years ago, my little brother stood exactly where you're standing, and nobody showed up for him." That got through. His expression shifted slightly. "Nobody notices when I'm gone anyway," he said. "I noticed you were gone from class. I noticed your essay. I noticed you were hurting." I talked to him for 20 minutes, told him about my brother, about living with that loss, about how I became a teacher because of it. Finally, he let me help him back over the railing. I called 911 and he was admitted on a psychiatric hold. Monday morning, I was called to the principal's office. They reprimanded me for breaking protocol, acting recklessly, overstepping professional boundaries. I should have let trained crisis professionals handle it, they said. I could have made things worse, they said. The counselor quietly admitted they still hadn't processed my referral from the previous week. Marcus's parents called me that evening, crying, thanking me, saying they hadn't realized how serious things were. Marcus came back to school after 2 weeks of inpatient treatment. He stopped by my classroom after school. "You saved my life, Miss Cooper. You were the only one who cared enough to show up." I got a formal write-up in my file for violating protocol. I realized then that I was working in a system that would rather protect itself than students. I resigned at the end of the semester. I teach at a smaller school now, one that values relationships over protocols. Marcus graduated last month and sent me a card. Still